Hey guys, got a project for you here. This time I'm going to change the gearing on this little Chinese ATV. This is a little 110cc four-wheeler I got my son for his first four-wheeler anyway. And it's a little tooth fast. It's got a 14 tooth gear on the front here, this guy right here. It's got a 34 tooth gear on the back. When you do the math on that, that's 2.4 to 1 gear ratio. I'm going to change it, the front sprocket, to a 10 tooth sprocket. Hopefully that works out okay. We'll find out. But gear ratio wise, it'll drop it from a 2.4 to 1 to 3.4 to 1, which should bring the gearing down on the bike. The reason I'm doing this is it's way too fast. It tops out at, well, here, I'll show you. So as you can see, it topped out at 36 miles an hour with me on it. That's with a 185 pound man on it. Now with a 50-60 pound kid on it, you can imagine it probably go a little bit faster. The other problem it's got is it doesn't have any power on the bottom end. It kind of struggles to get rolling, especially if you're in a little bit of mud and pushing through some brush and stuff with it in the woods. I think these little bikes are really built for just riding around in people's front yards and up and down neighborhood streets and stuff. But if you actually want to take it and ride it in the woods, it needs a little bit more bottom end than what it's got. So that's why I'm doing this. And the second part of that is I'm hoping to slow the thing down some because it's just too fast for my child. So we will see how it works out. When I'm done, we'll do another top speed run and see what we get out of it. Now, this is your engine cover, or to cover your sprocket. It wasn't like that. It got a couple of 10 millimeter, I think those are 10s or 8s. But anyway, those bolts in it, they're not that hard to find and take off. No big deal. I'm going to go ahead and get that gear off. Okay, the gear I ordered came from China, as a matter of fact. I didn't realize that. I ordered it on Amazon, but it come all the way from, took it a while, about 2 weeks to get here, but it was only like $5. So, I mean, you really can't beat that. It is for a 420 chain. You can see that says 420. It has a 17 millimeter output shaft on the engine. That is for 17 millimeter. If you want to check that, I'll show you right quick how you do that. It helps if you have one of these guys, a little micrometer, got it zeroed out. Just check your, you actually want to check it on the actual, the raised part of the splines. There you go, 17 millimeter. The gear also comes with a different type of a retaining clip. It comes with a little, it's a retaining clip, you know. It didn't, the one that came with it had this guy, which, you know, locked in, and then you put your bolts in it. So I won't need that part. I should just need a snap, it's a snap ring. Little snap ring pliers. So I got a pair of those. So you need snap ring pliers. If you got a micrometer to make sure that you got the right output shaft on your engine, check that so you make sure you order the right thing. But so long as you know it's 17 millimeter and 420 chain, everything else should fall in place. And as you can tell, I have a whole lot of extra chain here. So I'm going to have to cut the chain a link or two to get where I need to be on the on the gear, which I knew that was coming. But just to point out, you know, when you change a gear like that, you are going to end up with that issue. Now I'm going to break the jam nut loose here and try to adjust this chain out without cutting it first, just to see if I can do it. So in the event that it doesn't work out the way I hope, and the sprocket doesn't work, I haven't cut the chain too short to put the other sprocket back on. That's my hope anyway. You also have a jam nut on the back side you got to loosen up. Probably best put some PB Blaster or some penetrating oil on it. Things might work out better that way. This is why you keep extra tools around your shop that are really cheap ones, so you can make something to work. So this was a cheap little one I had. I bent it to get in there and do what I needed to do. I have like a box full of extra wrenches and extra bits and pieces, and I just kind of modify them when I need to. Yeah, not quite. Looks like I'm gonna have to take a link out. Well, it was worth a try anyway. It's just not enough. And when it comes to taking the chain off, you got to find this little link right here that's got a little snap to it. You can see it's different from the one in front and the one behind. And you take your little screwdriver and you pop it loose. And then when you go to put it back on, you have to put it this way so it's facing, so as the chain rolls around, nothing catches it and pops it off. It has to face towards the back of the bike when you put it back on. So that's something to keep in mind. And you pop that link off there, because this is your master link. And then there you go. Off with the chain. Now I'm going to take it over to the bench grinder and I'm going to grind this divot off, maybe go back about 2 links, and let's see where we end up. There you go. 1 connecting link and 2 links. Let's see what we got now. Well, 2 links definitely deaded because now I have that much slack, but I got the axle as far forward as it'll go. So I've got plenty of room for wear, I guess you could say. Go ahead and put our engine cover on. And you gotta adjust these your back nut here. Guess you can see it a little bit right here. Adjust these back up to here so that you can lock these down, and then where everything locks into place. Okay guys, I got everything tightened up. You want to make sure that you do tighten everything up that you took loose, like the top bolts that the axle pivots on, the bottom bolts that actually holds everything in place. like I say, tighten everything back up. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to take it on a run and see what it does. Find out what kind of top speed we get out of it now with a much lower gear on the engine. Well guys, as you saw, it did about 30 without the governor. With the governor cranked in about halfway, it did about 20. That's what I was looking for. It also has a noticeable increase in torque, which will work better for the type of riding we do around here. And I feel like it's a little bit safer for my child to ride also, so it doesn't top out quite as fast. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll put some information on the gear I got down in the video description. And we'll see you on the next one.